Brutal character assassination. For the social media smear campaign to be successful, Desiree says, the media and online, quote, content creators played a significant role in the dissemination of the biased and false information. On May 28th, 2025, within a month of the case being filed, an interview of Mr. Napoleon, that's the lawyer, and DeMore aired on NBC, in which they promoted their false narrative. The same day the story aired, Ms. Hadley implored her social media followers to watch part 1 and part 2 of her interview and like and share. How dare she? How dare she? How dare DeMore tell people to watch her interview and like and share? That brat? Stating that she has stayed silent for too long. Later that day, Javon posted DeMore's interview on NBC6, urging his followers to please help get the story out there. The next day, May 29th, 2025, DeMore reposted the NBC6 interview and urged, please share. I appreciate all your support. Shortly after that, she began posting clips of the interview and, quote, vicious lies related to the case daily. Examples, beginning on June 12th, she participated in at least 10 online interviews by social media content creators who are known to spread scandalous stories and who are not credible bloggers or reporters. Well, I don't know what to tell you because, yeah, actually, you know what? No, I'm not credible. You're right. I'm not credible. So I'll take that. So whenever they try to, I don't know, sue any of these social media content creators, any of these content creators will be able to say, wait, hold on. You said they're not credible. So why would you be worried about what they said? The titles included Defending Your Freedom, the DeMore Hadley story, Betrayals Unveiled, Exposing the Web of Deceit, Power, Psychiatry, and Surveillance, Rock Nation CEO's Daughter Speaks Out, Alleged Abduction, and Baker Act Corruption. Okay, so this, thank you for letting me know for whenever I need to launch my own personal defamation lawsuit against any of these people. Ten online interviews by social media content creators. Hold on a second. Let me see where this lawyer went to law school to see if this person has any business putting any disrespect on my motherfucking name. Hold on. Let me just see where they went to law school. This is how you do it. Hold on. Let me see where they went to law school. I'm not even going to say her name because I ain't trying to be in court. Holland and Knight, Miami. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Probably a good one because that's a good law firm. Oh. Well, tell me about how credible I am. Tell me about how smart I am when you can get into the law school I went to. When you can get into a top 10 law school, then you can run your motherfucking mouth about me. Okay, girl. But until you can get into a law school as high ranked as the one I went to, I don't think you have any business saying I'm not credible. I went to the number 5 law school in the country. Okay. So if she went to Harvard, Yale, I would have had to kiss the ring. Would have had to kiss the ring. However, this bitch couldn't even get into the law school that I got into from what I could see. Now, I'm not saying her name, but all I'm trying to say is do not come for me because it will be very unfortunate for anyone who tries to do so. I have played fair. I have played nice. Go and check my track record. Have I ever lost a lawsuit? Nope. Have I ever won? Yep, 100%. Do not loop me in with some of these freaking lunatics. Because the very first thing I'm going to do is run and check your CV. And as it turns out, I went to a better law school and graduated from a better law school. So don't come out here and acting like I'm just some little leave my name out your mouth. And they did. And I will say thank you. That was very tasteful. That was very tasteful to leave my name out of it. They redacted it. They redacted it. So again, do I give a shit where somebody went to law school? Hell no. Do I give a shit if they went to law school? No, I don't. But don't use your little position of power to try and make it look like I'm crazy in a lawsuit filing whenever your stupid ass couldn't even go to the law school I went to. Right? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Just leave me the fuck alone. Just leave me the fuck alone. Sweetie. Just got to check the CV real quick. Anyway, nobody sent any hate. Nobody send any hate or comments or emails. Nobody send any hateful comments, emails, DMs. And if you do, I hope your ass gets fucking sued. If you send something threatening, I will testify against you. That is how adamant I am. How you hating from outside the Ivy League? Ain't nothing wrong with a public school. I went to LSU, go Tigers. But how you hating from outside the Ivy League? Just leave me the fuck out of it. Thank you. Hating from outside the Ivy League? We have a crest, sweetheart. Y'all have a cow. Fitting. Anyway, let me get back to where I was before this low-life scavenger tried to insult me. Okay. Thanks so much, Real Life Hooligan, for the $10 super chat. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Yeah, this what you have. I have a crest. So just don't try to make comparisons about content creators. Just leave me out of this. But however, I am not a credible blogger. Nothing I say is credible. Nobody listen to me. That's true. That's true. I'm not credible. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a credible blogger. I'm not a credible reporter. That's true. You're right. I'm not. You're right. Don't nobody listen to nothing I say. It's all just opinions. Go read stuff for yourself. That's true. I'm not credible. That is true. All right. Anyway, one of the quote content creators who interviewed Demore and launched a multi-part series based upon the interview. Now, this one ain't about me because I didn't have a series. I had one interview. But they talking about somebody. I mean, I don't know who they talking about. One of these so-called content creators who interviewed Demore and then launched a multi-part series based upon the interview is like Miss Hadley, a mentally unwell person who traffics in fantastical conspiracies, including alleging that several performance artists are in cults and are murderers. So again, this isn't me because, first of all, I'm not mentally unwell, but I do think that this is interesting because Desiree wants sanctions against Demore for these so-called ad hominem attacks. But she's calling Demore a mentally unwell person, and Demore has said that she's never been diagnosed with a single thing in her life. She's never been on medication for a mental illness. So to say that Demore is mentally unwell and then to imply that some content creator is mentally unwell is an ad hominem attack. Thanks so much, Mr. Lord. Shout out to you. Thank you for that $20 super chat. Ari said, you are the best audiobook with some commentary. I see. I'm reading some of y'all's comments. Okay. Okay. Moving on. So this content creator is a conspiracy theorist, but again, that's not me because I have a multi-part series. Unsurprisingly, this content creator is being sued for defamation. That doesn't mean shit. If you are worth a shit as a content creator, at some point you are going to be sued for defamation. It is a rite of passage. I wish there were protections. I wish there were protections for people like us because, the anti-slap laws just aren't cutting it. That being said, lots of people are sued for defamation who are absolutely not liable and who are absolutely innocent and are not guilty or liable for defamation. You can sue for defamation. You can sue anybody for damn anything in the United States of America. It sucks. Sue now, ask questions later. It sucks. I'm about $1 million in debt, or in legal fees. I shouldn't say in debt. I mean, I have paid some of them, but it's just because somebody got sued for defamation don't mean shit. I need to see, did they lose? Did they lose? That's what I need to see. I'm not the subject of that accusation. Jasmine said, BJ, I come to you for all the info. Most of the other YouTube bloggers are so biased and uninformed. It is disgusting. And that's the thing. Like, I tell y'all, when I'm biased, I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm so credible. I'm not credible. Don't listen to shit I say. Everything I say, go fact check it. Don't listen to everything I say. Go fact check me. If I'm wrong, let me know. Not everything I say is a fact. Most things I say over here are opinions, beliefs, jokes, hyperbole. But don't put me in the same bucket with people that are out here, shilling for people. And that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Who out of this group of people, these 10 content creators, went to the University of Pennsylvania law school? That's what I want to know. A better law school than the person writing this document or submitting it. Again, I wasn't even trying to play that game. Y'all didn't even hear me say I went to law school until that shit came up. Don't, hold up. I bite back, baby girl. I bite back, ruff. I bark back. Keep that shit over there. Keep that shit over there, and the big dog's going to stay on the porch, all right? Keep that shit over there. What is notable, however, is that all the interviews of Miss Hadley were released after Rock Nation filed for a gag order. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? There was no gag order in place. People have a First Amendment right to do an interview if they feel like it. She had a legal right. It wasn't put in place yet. And I would not interview somebody. But just let the record reflect. I would not interview somebody and publish an interview while a gag order was in place. I might interview somebody while a gag order was in place privately and keep the tape, depending on the circumstances. I would not interview somebody while a gag order was in place and release the tape publicly. I would never do that. I would never do that. When I interviewed her, there was no gag order in place. And I'm not saying they're even accusing me of doing this, but now that they're just starting to like vaguely say content creator and put content creator in quotes, they're calling other people mentally unwell. I see where it's headed. And I'm telling you, y'all aren't going to have a good time down. Don't bark up this fucking tree. There's some people you can actually go after. And that's where the direction you need to be headed. Because there are biased people out here. There are people who share things. There are people who put private things up there. That's not me. That's not me. There are people who make false allegations, accusations as if they are facts. That ain't me. So do not, baby girls, baby boys, baby uncles, baby aunties, do not confuse me with one of those people, because that's going to be a very, very sad day and a very, very sad life if you do so. Leave me out of this. I did one freaking interview and I hadn't even talked to the girl. I barely even retweet her shit because they have us so goddamn scared. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now we're on the edge of our seat like, ooh, who's the 10? It ain't motherfucker, ain't me. Huh. It ain't me. And I promise you, a federal judge has already agreed. The stuff I say over here is not actionable. It's opinions. Leave me out of this shit. Why am I saying that? Because this is my video. Rock Nation CEO's daughter speaks out. One clause later, they call somebody mentally unwell. It's almost like they real close to calling me mentally unwell. So I'm just going to caution. Not to do that. Because all I'm doing over here is reading. All right. I'm reading. I'm giving opinions. In the United States of America, where I'm a citizen, that's allowed. If you want to live somewhere that ain't allowed, move there, bitch. Because I'll get riled up. Critically, Mr. Napoleon refused Roc Nation's request. Oh, also one more other thing. I don't practice law and I'm not a licensed attorney. This is not legal advice. You see what we have to do because you see what they do. They will take anything and make it anything. And that's what makes it seem less credible. Because I can't really tell you about DeMore and a listening device and what their relationship, and Javon never have spoken to Javon Hadley. So I can't tell you about all that. All I can do is say, I don't know, I wasn't there. But what I can certainly tell you is the person who's trying to make it seem like maybe I'm a mentally unwell content creator, maybe I'm just in the same bucket with all of them, didn't go to as good of a law school as I did. So since we're wanting to pull out ad hominem insults, I got a few in my pocket too, buddy. I got a few in my pocket too, from the trailer park to the Ivy League. So there's really nobody and nothing I really can't square up with. I'm trying to be nice to y'all, but you're going to leave me and my good name the fuck out your bullshit. That's what you definitely going to do. Mr. Napoleon refused Roc Nation's requests that DeMore asked that the interviews not be released, given the court's order regarding extrajudicial statements. So Roc Nation told the lawyer to get in touch with the content creators that had still not released their video. I think that was the Xavier or Respectfully Xavier, some other one, Tasha K, I don't know, whoever else. But the lawyer for DeMore said, I'm not reaching out to them people and telling them not to put them interviews out. They can do what they want. Now, again, this doesn't apply to me because my interview was already out. And I didn't talk to her since. Or her lawyer. I've never spoken to her lawyer either. Miss Hadley even created a name for her social media campaign, Justice for DeMore, and provided information about how to get specific updates on her case and interviews. That's fine. Nobody cares. Like, you're allowed to update people on your case if there's no gag order. In online interviews, Miss Hadley specifically encouraged hosts and other online users to support her campaign and help spread the word about her version of events surrounding the lawsuit. In one interview, DeMore admitted that her false online profiles had always been private until the lawsuit. Ms. Hadley clearly made her online profiles public on various social media sites to specifically further her false claims. The social media smear campaign comprised of millions of posts. Okay, is this true? Millions of posts? Many made by bots, not real humans. Well, they would know. In my opinion, I don't really know. Ms. Hadley's online interviews, and they echo the false claims made in pleadings and other filings, including that Desiree sought to have Javon arrested and separate the Hadleys because she was a racist, because she planted a listening device and a recording device in DeMore's bedroom, and that there was no basis for Desiree or others to be concerned about DeMore's mental health. And this is the footnote. Contrary to the false narrative, DeMore's own recorded notes, text messages, and saved notes confirmed that she felt dead inside and was suffering from depression. Moreover, close family members were reporting that DeMore was covered in bruises and was not acting like herself. Like, God forbid the girl take a jujitsu class or something, you know? I mean, goddamn. Finally, and most alarmingly, family members observed that DeMore was both paranoid and delusional, telling wildly exaggerated and fictitious stories that were so outlandish they were obviously false. Again, no proof. And this is where a little bit of my bias does come in. And I want to just say, this type of stuff has been said about me in court, and it was false. It's like, she's so delusional. She's so this, that, she's so da-da-da. It's obvious, period. Move on, next sentence. It's like, well, where's the evidence? She should have known. Obviously there's actual malice. She knew it wasn't true. It's like, well, where's the evidence? They just like to talk like they know what I know. They just like to talk like they know what Demore knows. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. But it does make my antenna kind of go beep boop beep boop. Hello everybody, thanks for watching the channel. What you just saw was a clip from a longer video. If you want to watch the full video, you can do that right here, or I don't know, here, one of those spots. Also, do me a favor, make sure you didn't get unsubscribed. You know sometimes that happens. Did you like the video? Love you, Minnie. Okay, bye.